quick reminder before we get into today's video that every single plan, both the monthly and the annual plan for Bear, are currently half price until the end of the month. They are half off. Use the code FOUNDER. I'll put it right here on screen. Half price until the end of December. Check the link down in the description, but without further ado, let's talk about today's video. You know what's harder than posing one model? Well, posing two. And that's exactly what we're doing in today's video. Today we have two models, Isabel and Selena, and we are going to talk about my best practices, my 6 principles on how to pose 2 different models at the same time. Now, a lot of them are, yes, useful for just one model as well, but you'll see in a second why the dynamic between the 2 models is so important, especially in these 6 principles.
Now, sorry, give me a quick hug. Carol.
Hello, Josh. Here, we'll get in the car. That's my feel. Hey, babe. Okay, so the first thing you want to establish is the relationship between both of the models that you're shooting. Are they strangers? Is it strictly a professional relationship? Is it an editorial shoot? Are they friends? Are they best friends? Are they husband and wife? What does that look like? And that will help to set the tone with how their dynamic is, or how you need to help to build their dynamic on camera. For example, if they've known each other for a long time, they might already be comfortable working with each other. But if they're strangers, they might not know how each other act or not know each other's nuances and things like that. So you need to figure that out first to really help to establish that rapport between the 2 of them. In today's case, we have Isabel and Selena. And how do you guys know each other?
We know each other through the modeling agency.
Here in Mallorca, right?
Yes.
What's the name of the agency?
Buena Models. In Buena Models. Yes.
Nice. How long have you guys known each other for?
For a month, actually.
For a month.
Yeah, but we're quite good friends for now.
Yeah,
Nice.
we met in a runway show, a bridal runway show.
Perfect. So today we're working with friends today, which is really helpful because they obviously are comfortable with each other, they know each other, and they're not just complete strangers. So that's really good. So step 1 is define the relationship between the 2 models. Alright, so the first shooting principle that I love to apply is to put one model out of the 2 in their place. Pose them first, and then have the second model kind of live in their world and coexist with that first model to really just amplify the pose of not only the first model, but the whole scene as a whole. So in this case, we have Selena on the windowsill. I placed her first, and then we're gonna have Isabel come through right here. Actually, Selena, if you put your feet slightly higher for the frame, and then is it possible for you to lean over even more, like nearly right there, just so that more light catches her eye? There we go. That, to me, is a much more interesting frame than just having one or the other, and not actually consciously layering them into a world. Okay, the third principle is called connection points, and that is when you have both models literally physically connecting with one another, whether that's a lean on each other or holding hands ever so slightly, things like that. And that's exactly what we are doing with this pose right here. So we're gonna have both of them very slightly hold hands. Doesn't need to be fully like you're in kindergarten. It doesn't need to be fully like you're walking to school, but very light, very airy, just to like give them a bit more of a connection in the frame. Okay, the fourth principle is what I like to call the 3 frameworks, and they are mirroring, contrast, and stacking. So first is mirroring. Now, mirroring is when you have your 2 models doing a very similar pose, but opposite of one another, if that makes sense. So in this example here, we have Isabel and Selena standing in a very similar pose, but we're gonna have Isabel facing backwards and Selena facing the camera. Pose is almost identical, but it adds a extra layer of storytelling to the frame and an extra layer of interest for the viewer's eyes to look at by having them literally mirroring each other. Okay, the second one is contrast. And contrast is when you have one model doing a more contrasting pose to the other model. And what I like to do is have one model do a more masculine pose, maybe their arms crossed, hands in the pocket, things like that. And the other model, a bit more of a feminine pose, using more curves and more S-lines and more of a flowy state to their stance and their pose. So that's what this looks like. Okay, so we're gonna have you two go into the trees here. Anywhere kind of like right in this area. I think I'll get you to cross your arms. That was great. That's gorgeous. Yeah, exactly. And yeah, there you go, exactly. We have one masculine pose, one more feminine pose. It's very subtle, but it does add a layer of interest to the shot that is, again, a bit more creative than just having them both stand there normally. Oh yeah, that's really cool. And then that third framework is what I like to call stacking. And stacking is when you actually stack the models on top of each other to add depth and a bit more of an editorial feel to the shot. So in this case, again, with the olive tree, we've got Selena sitting with her arms behind her, and we have Isabel laying kind of on a diagonal to Selena to, again, stack them on top of each other and create that more interesting vibe. Okay, principle number 5 is don't be afraid for things to look weird. If it looks weird in real life, it actually might look more interesting for the viewer of a photograph. And wow, is it really echoey? Maybe it's less echoey out here. There we go, perfect. And so what I like to do a lot of the time is to have one model look like they're walking or moving, and the other model a bit more in a static pose to, again, add that contrast. And in real life, it looks really strange, especially the way that we're shooting this, but in the picture, it looks awesome. So in this one, I'm actually going to shoot through this window like that. Look at this. I'm in the bathroom right now, shooting through this window, and we're going to have Isabel standing still right there in a static pose, and Selena back there walking while Isabel stays still, just like that. It's going to be so cool. And here's what that looks like. Okay, the last and final principle is that hands have to have a purpose. And I love to use hands in a lot of my poses, so we are shooting here at the pool. And instead of doing a lot of wide shots, we're actually going to do closer up portraits, which you can't really tell until I show you them. But we're going to have both Selena and Isabel play with their hands and pose with each other, if that makes sense. You guys go into a pose for me? So we're going to have Selena wrap her arms around Isabel and vice versa. Perfect, just like that. And that's gonna look so cool on camera. Alright, thank you guys so much for watching this video. Quick reminder that every single plan for Bear is currently half price until the end of the month. I'll leave a link down in the description below. Use the code FOUNDER to get that half price discount. If you guys like this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe down below, and leave a comment what you want to see down on this channel. We are 7 days into my daily December challenge, so make sure you guys smash that subscribe button and make sure to enter the giveaway that is in every single one of these videos. But until next time, I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.